AC/DC Outrage, Chuck Schuldiner's Newfound song, and Megadeth are postponing their farewell. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Exodus return. A new Exodus album will be released next spring, just 5 years after the legendary thrasher's last work, Persona non grata. As Exodus guitarist and mastermind Gary Holt said at the Aftershock Festival in Sacramento, California, the work on the new album is already finished, and it will be released around March of 2026 via Napalm Records, and will actually open an absolutely new chapter and a new era of Exodus, as it will actually be the very first album mixed by Mark Lewis after the 3 decades long collaboration with Andy Sneap, and will also be the first album after the frontman's Rob Duke's return earlier this year. And more so, just as a reminder, Gary Holt also revealed that Exodus actually have enough material for not 1 but 2 studio albums. And this week he also said that the album after the next one is done on pretty much 80%, which most likely means that after the release of the next Exodus album, all of the fans of this legendary thrash metal band will not actually have to wait for too long for the follow-up to that one. Which, of course, is simply incredible news for all of us. Here guys, super quick, just want to point out that despite the whole fact that the entourage in this video is once again quite different from our regular one, because yes, I am traveling once again, and I'll tell you why very soon. But nevertheless, I simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. AC/DC fan outrage. Not a week passes by without yet another ticket scandal, and this time with nobody else but the legendary Australian rockers AC/DC. As AC/DC's long-awaited return to Brazil, their first shows there since 2009 has hit a major snag. A massive fan backlash over ticket prices, which many fans are calling downright absurd. And just FYI, tickets for the São Paulo show on February 24th, 2026 went on sale on November 5th, priced between $85 to $320. And fans immediately flooded Ticketmaster Brazil's social pages with frustration, calling out the outrageous fees Ticketmaster has set for those tickets, and overall, all of the inflated prices for general admission tickets, where all the diehard AC/DC fans want to be at those shows. As the truth is that although for some it may not seem as too high of a price for an AC/DC concert, but the truth is that those are far above the average ticket prices for a rock concert in Brazil. And the thing is that the outrage isn't really surprising. Brazil has a huge and passionate rock audience, but also a market where high ticket prices hit much harder than North America or Europe. But even there, we see nobody else but, of course, Ticketmaster once again in the center of that scandal, which is a shame. At the same time, I gotta say that no matter what, I am more than sure that those stadiums will actually be full at the time of the concert. And especially given the fact that those tickets went on sale at the time of several viral videos going around from AC/DC's tour in their native Australia. With them, first of all, finally performing the legendary Thunderstruck at the speed most of the fans are used to hearing this song. And secondly, finally giving justice to Jailbreak, which they have not performed for over 30 years. So yeah, something tells me that no matter what, those stadiums will actually be full. And by the way guys, what's the highest price you would personally pay for a concert? Please let us know in the comments. I'm actually really curious to find out, because I've been talking about ticket prices on this show for quite a while now, and I never know what is the maximum limit for metal pilgrims around the world. By the way guys, a very special video from Arch Enemies, Amorphosis and Elevatis concert in Düsseldorf is actually already available for all my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members, or it will be this weekend And yes, I am actually recording this particular segment right here in Düsseldorf. So if you would like to become a patron or a YouTube channel member and support this show, just know that you can do that via the links in the description to this video. And yes, I am posting exclusive content for all of those guys from time to time. And thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because the truth is that it is thanks to you that I'm able to release these videos. And thanks to everyone, of course, who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch. Alice Cooper's advice. King of shock rock Alice Cooper, during his appearance at the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp in Arizona, gave a rather interesting and unusual advice to young rock and metal musicians, which in my opinion is actually rather valuable. Telling all the young metalheads to listen to the Beatles. And more specifically, Shock Rock King asked them to pay attention to the simplicity of the Beatles song, even if they are writing a death metal tune. As according to Alice Cooper, the song is not just a riff or a drum beat, and you should be able to play the melody and sing it even if you're the angriest person in the world.
All my troubles seem so far away.
And here, and I know that I'll get a lot of crap for this in the comments, but I gotta say that this is exactly what I've been talking about for years with my metalhead friends about. As for some weird reason in today's world, there is a perception that you have to simply be the most incredible shredder out there to be able to separate yourself from the rest, which of course is rather understandable given the fact that there is simply so much music coming in at us from different directions on a daily basis. But the truth is that, in my opinion, in most cases, no one really gives a flip about how technical you actually are. And even more, when you're doubling down on technicality just for the sake of doubling down on technicality, most of the times you're actually losing a soul of a song. So yeah, instead of trying to be the baddest shredder in the world, just give me a riff which will make a 12-year-old boy want to pick up an instrument, learn guitar, just to be able to play your song. No matter which subgenre of our favorite music you actually play in, whether it's hard rock, heavy metal, or even the most extreme subgenres of metal. Because in my opinion, the more musicians will write music that they actually like, instead of simply trying to stand out, the more interest there will be in metal. Because, you know what? Metalheads can always sense authenticity. Chuck Schuldiner's Newfound song. Even after more than 2 decades after his passing, the death mastermind Chuck Schuldiner continues surprising his fans. Schuldiner's nephew, Chris Steele, recently shared a previously unreleased record, Chuck's instrumental cover of Madonna's 1998 single, Frozen. As Steele explained, Schuldiner recorded this cover when he began his battle with cancer, which he was diagnosed with in May of 1999. And Chris himself remembers Chuck sitting in his bedroom with the guitar and the drum machine and playing this tune. As just a reminder, Chuck Schuldiner tragically passed away on December 13th of 2001. And in 2000, so a year before that, he actually completed the work on the second Control Denied album, which sadly never saw the light of day. Who knows? Maybe after this release, a final work of one of the greatest metal visionaries of all times will finally be released at some point. The end of a legend.
There's a cold wind blowing across my heart.
The legendary Deep Purple and Whitesnake frontman David Coverdale retires from music. This week, the 74-year-old Coverdale recorded a YouTube video where he announced the end of his more than 5 decades long career.
Once again, I love you with all my heart. Fare thee well.
This decision followed Coverdale's reflections on his health and performance abilities when, back in October of 2023, in his interview with Eddie Trunk, he spoke about his health issues and aging, and actually already back then sounded quite uncertain about his future as a musician. Yet nevertheless, he did try to pull through and bring his incredible music to his loyal fans all across the world. And by the way, just as a reminder, David Coverdale started his journey to stardom back in 1973 when he joined Deep Purple after the no less legendary Ian Gillan's departure. And throughout his career, Coverdale sold in total over 40 million records with Deep Purple, Whitesnake as a solo artist and as a guest artist. And back in 2016, he was also, of course, included into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame together with Deep Purple. So yeah, no matter whether you're a fan of Deep Purple, Whitesnake, David Coverdale or not, whether you're a fan of Deep Purple, Whitesnake, David Coverdale as a solo artist or any other of his projects, well, it doesn't really matter. This is actually the beginning of the end of the era of the 70s rock. The era which, no matter whether you're a fan of it or not, still had a huge influence on the heavy metal of the 1980s and still has a huge impact on the music of today. So on behalf of the metal pilgrims around the world, we just want to thank the legendary David Coverdale for his incredible legacy, as no matter what, his music will definitely live forever.
Fare thee well.
And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which, although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Definitely one of the most anticipated metal albums of this year. Ukrainian Black and Death Doom Unit 1914 released their 4th studio album Viribus Unitis via Napalm Records. The record, built around the brutal historical narratives, continues the band's exploration of war, loss and resilience under the banner of With United Forces. Metalcore veterans The Devil Wears Prada dropped their 9th full-length album Flowers via Solid State Records. According to guitarist vocalist Jeremy DePoister, the album is 20 years into a journey, raw and authentic lyricism, combining crushing heaviness with introspective melodies. Transcendent performance artist Poppy released the single Bruised Sky as the lead-in for her upcoming 7th studio album Empty Hands, due January 23rd next year via Sumerian Records. The track blends industrial metal, pop sensibility, and surreal vocal tones in true Poppy fashion. American heavy quartet of Mice and Men released their 9th studio album Another Miracle via Century Media Records. The band says the work was self-written, produced and engineered, a strong authentic representation of who they are in 2025. Swedish thrash metal outfit Mezzrow released their 3rd studio album Embrace the Awakening, released via Roar. And this album just once again proves that 2025 is the year of thrash metal, as it is definitely worthy the attention of all the fans of this genre. Thank you, Dropkick Murphys. The frontman of the iconic Celtic punk band Dropkick Murphys, Ken Casey, released a Ukrainian version of his band's 2025 single Who Will Stand With Us from their latest studio album For the People, of course in support of my country. By the way, this version was actually recorded in May of 2025 during Ken's humanitarian mission to Ukraine. And for this one, Dropkick Murphys Mastermind joined forces with the Ukrainian band Oh Hamsters, and the video of course also features footage of the Ukrainian armed forces themselves. So here I don't even know what else to add. On behalf of all Ukrainian metalheads and all Ukrainian rockers, thank you, Ken, and thank you, Dropkick Murphys. And thank you to each and every one of you, metal pilgrims, who supports our fight for freedom. Double kiss. Fresh news from the Kiss camp, and this time finally some good ones. Bassist Gene Simmons, guitarist Tommy Thayer and the drummer Eric Singer reunited on stage, which happened during the Love Ride Festival, an iconic charity motorcycle event in Glendale on Sunday, November 9th, which the Gene Simmons band were invited to perform on, but Thayer and Singer simply could not resist but join their bandmate on stage to perform 2 Kiss classics, Calling Dr. Love and Let Me Go Rock and Roll. And this, by the way, is by far not the only reunion Kiss are planning for us in the coming days, as on November 14th, 16th already, there will be another Kiss reunion. Simmons, Thayer, Singer, and Paul Stanley will play at Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas, a special show dedicated to the 50th anniversary of Kiss's formation. So yeah, surprise, surprise, Kiss are not going anywhere, and it looks like we'll be appearing in our Metal Digest long after their final show. But what is actually rather interesting is that while the grown-ups are doing their reunions, their kids are actually planning something for themselves as well. As after 11 months of teasing the fans with snippets from their sessions together, even Stanley and Nick Simmons, the sons of the legendary musicians, announced their own new band, which they decided to name with the least clickbaity name ever: Stanley Simmons. Yeah, and by the way, their first single, Body Down, will actually be out very soon, on December 5th. Terrorized again. Death metal and grindcore supergroup Terrorizer can actually release new music, according to the band's mastermind, David Vincent. As former Morbid Angel frontman said during his interview with French outlet Electric Eye, Terrorizer actually has some new stuff ready, but there's still nothing to announce. Yet it does look like their new album is actually coming sometime soon. And if this is true, this new record will be the first one since 2018's Caustic Attack and fourth in total, as well as the first one recorded with the current lineup consisting of Vincent, another ex-Morbid Angel member Pete Sandoval on the drums, former Trivium guitarist Richie Brown, and former Vital Remains frontman Brian Werner, which on one hand of course makes Terrorizer one of the most renowned supergroups out there. That, of course, is no news, but at the same time, it will automatically make this album one of the most anticipated ones in extreme metal overall, whenever the boys decide to drop it. Megadeth postpones its farewell. I don't care if I'm out of line. For the last couple of months, all of Megadeth fans around the world, of course, have been rather sad because of the fact that their favorite band is ending their career. And it is actually true. Dave Mustaine is actually entering the goodbye era. But at the same time, he's not really in a hurry. As in a new interview with Kerrang, he revealed that Megadeth's upcoming This Was Our Life farewell tour, launching in 2026, will easily run for 3 to 5 years. I don't care, you can kiss my ass! At 64, Mustaine joked that by the time it's over, he'll be staring down the birthday he doesn't even want to think about. But he is approaching the final chapter with clarity. As having survived addiction and throat cancer, he said he's not chasing longevity for its own sake, just making sure he finishes strong and takes care of himself. And by the way, in the same interview, he once again reiterated why Ride the Lightning appears on the upcoming final Megadeth album, and once again said that this in no way is a cover, but rather closing a circle on something he co-wrote back in 1983 and going back to the very roots of his own career. Gotta know. Oh, and by the way, talking about the new music from Megadeth, this week the second single from the upcoming final self-titled Megadeth album has also seen the light of day. And here's the thing. I am a Megadeth fan, so I'm allowed to say that. And quite a lot of people actually have been complaining about me only talking about songs and albums that I absolutely love on this show, which is actually kind of the format of this show. But anyways, the thing is that when it comes to I Don't Care, I actually did not get it. Like, at all. And once again, I love Megadeth, and yes, Tiamo's solos on this song are simply incredible, and I kinda like the punky feel of going back to the roots of thrash metal, which are kinda prevailing on this track. But at the same time, when it comes to the overall composition of this track, well, I kinda guess I have to listen to it several more times to understand it. Because I don't know about you, but at least as of right now, my feelings about it unfortunately actually coincide with the song's title. I don't care, enough is enough! But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, of course subscribe to this channel, spread the word about it, and join our communities on Instagram, X, Threads, Discord, and anywhere you can post content these days. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!